We are ready for our New York City adventure. We just got to the BARKAir terminal at Fort Lauderdale Airport, and she is so excited to go inside and meet the other dogs. So let's go check it out.
Above it all, I'm unavailable. Blue skies do not disturb. I'm getting my heart out of my heart. Return to sender on my messages. I don't wanna go home. Give me up in the sky.
Unbothered queen. Jazzy is officially spoiled. She made so many friends, had so many treats and toys, and so many people to play with. I don't think she's going to be able to fly commercial.
Welcome to the Wallace, Jazzy.
Thank you. We made it to New York City. We just checked into the Wallace Hotel. Let me show you the room. There's Miss Jazzy. And look at our beautiful room for the weekend. Girl, this is for us. How spoiled are we? This is such a cute touch. Both BARKAir and the Wallace have gone above and beyond. Now this is what I call a pet-friendly hotel. It does not get more pet-friendly. We have a little mini bar, coffee station, bottle of wine, nice sized bed, little doggy bed and water bowl. Jazzy was already drinking some water as soon as we got in. But let's be honest, she's going to be sleeping with me in the bed. She's already making herself comfortable. And then this is the bathroom. What a day. My girl has been so spoiled on this trip. She even has her little wings on. Over here we have really nice closet space so I can hang up my outfits. Hang up Jazzy's outfits. And a full-length mirror I love. Let's check out our view. It's not as sunny as Miami, but we have amazing lighting in here. Wow. Jazzy's first trip to New York City, and it is off to an incredible start. This has been one of the easiest, smoothest travel days I've probably ever had. And even though it's been a pretty long day, you know, we came all the way from Miami, it's only about 3:30 in the afternoon, so I need to touch up my makeup, freshen up a little bit, get a snack, get a little work done in the room, and then we are gonna go explore New York City. We are ready to go. This is my outfit of the day, my vintage Gucci. This is actually the very first designer bag I ever purchased, and I purchased it in New York City. And I have some rain boots on, and this is the look. It should honestly be illegal to layer this much makeup on your face. I didn't have time to redo it, so I just put some foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer. I basically just added a second layer of makeup, so we are looking extra cakey, but we're ready. First stop is Central Park.
Take my hand, we're gonna go to Central Park as friends. Lie under blue skies, sunshine, a bottle of wine. Talk about our daydreams, hey, it seems we're kind of alike. Wave our hands at every single airplane in the sky. Under blue skies, sunshine, a bottle of wine. Talk about our daydreams.
have been walking around Central Park all morning, all afternoon. Jazzy is exhausted. I think she needed a break, so we came to Tavern on the Green to go to get avocado toast. I have a little iced matcha here. Very good. Jazzy's ready for her little snack. We have some treats for Jazzy. So much walking, so much running around and exploring. Yes, big yawn. Oh my goodness, we've had such a long morning. Jazzy has made so many friends. She's definitely a New York City dog. I mean, look at this little girl. Loving it. We've just been chilling in the room for the last 2 hours. The clouds have rolled in and it looks very dark, like it's about to rain. But it's actually kind of calming and peaceful in here, which is exactly what we need after our busy morning, our busy travel day. I can't believe this is the first time I've had a chance to sit down and give you the debrief. She was such a trooper yesterday, and can I just tell you, BARKAir was the best experience I've ever had. Traveling, definitely, but it was one of those, I don't want to say once in a lifetime opportunities, because I will definitely book on BARKAir in the future, but it's just a big event. It was a really big deal. Such a cool opportunity to fly on an airline dedicated to dogs. A few weeks ago when we were booking the trip, I received a phone call from our personal concierge. She was walking me through what to expect, telling me about all of the perks and details and all of the amazing services that they offer the pets on the day of travel. But I still feel like I was blown away by all of the attention to detail. I had never flown out of Fort Lauderdale Sheltair before, which is the smaller private airport that's right next to Fort Lauderdale International, the larger airport. Much smaller and very luxurious, very clean. The energy was very calm and peaceful. The polar opposite of your typical airport experience. The entire BARKAir staff was so warm, so welcoming. They know your pet before you get there because you have to send in a picture. So when we walked up, they were like, Jazzy's here. And I'm like, wait, how do you know Jazzy? There were no lines, no security, no rushing, no stress. They took our checked bags as soon as we got in. So we were just free to walk around the lounge, get to know all of the dogs. They have everybody come at least an hour before the flight so they can do a little meet and greet, and all of the dogs can sort of congregate and smell one another and say hi, get to know each other, get to be best friends. And that's honestly how it felt. It was like a dog party. The entire experience felt like a party for dogs. They had everything you could possibly think of for dogs ready to go. There were little snacks and treats, doggy beds, water bowls everywhere, calming gummies, or I guess little calming vitamins in case any of the dogs had anxiety, which I don't think was a major problem with our flight. There were probably 10 to 13 dogs all together, and it's like they were all best friends. When we boarded, we were sat next to 2 black labs, and then a little bit further in the back, there was a big golden retriever who just hung out in the center of the aisle. If you had to go to the bathroom, you just stepped over him, and he was so calm and just chilling there in the aisle. All of the flight attendants are vet techs, and they are obviously dog lovers. And it makes such a difference. The personalized touches and the attention to detail, I'll never get over it. I'm still in awe of how amazing the service is. It's funny because I was laughing with my seatmate. She was asking, is it possible to fly on BARKAir without a dog? And it's not. You have to have at least one dog to bring with you. The route we were on from Fort Lauderdale to New York is relatively new, so I believe every single passenger, it was their first time flying BARKAir. And when we landed at Teterboro, everyone was talking, and you have this amazing experience with a small group of people. You get to know one another. So when we all landed, it was like, dang, we're all having our separate adventures. We're all about to go our separate ways. But the dogs are all best friends now. But everyone was saying how it was such a great experience. They were blown away by just the customer service. And something else that I love, because I was invited as a guest by BARKAir, but Every single person on that flight was treated the same. I don't feel like I received extra treatment. Jazzy didn't get special treatment. Every single guest, every single pet was treated like royalty. They even walked down the aisle with a Polaroid camera and a little captain's hat so that you had another souvenir. They passed out BARKAir lint rollers at the end, tons of snacks. I cannot get over how lucky we have been on this trip so far, how blessed. Because when I checked the weather a few days before the trip, it said rain the entire time. I was able to meet up with one of my friends as soon as we got in yesterday, so we kind of rushed out. And then for dinner, we went downstairs to the Wallace lounge. They had live music. It was really nice. It was a great atmosphere. They have a fireplace and a baby grand piano, really nice cocktails and small bites. I feel like I've been running on lattes, granola bars, and a very small piece of avocado toast today. So I'd like to find something substantial to eat for dinner. We're getting ready to go to Soho and do a little shopping, but then tomorrow I was able to book a photographer in town to help us create content. I'm proud of myself that I didn't do any shopping before this trip. I just packed what I had. I did more shopping for Jazzy for this trip than myself, and she refuses to wear any of her dresses. So maybe I will convince her to wear one of the dresses for tomorrow's shoot. The day before we left, I checked the weather, saw that it was supposed to be raining every single day, panicked because I don't own any rain boots. Funny enough, in Florida, where it rains every day, don't have any rain boots. I searched Nordstrom, all of the local stores, to see if they had anything in stock. They had kids' rain boots, but none for adults. So I checked Facebook Marketplace, and there was a girl who lived 10 minutes away from me, wears my size shoe, and she had these black Hunter rain boots for sale for $35. I think they're originally closer to $200. So I snagged them. And very quickly, I want to show you Jazzy's haul from BARKAir. When we got to our seat, this little tote bag was ready and waiting for us. And then inside, they included some really cute things, like a bottle of Dog Perignon, handkerchief that says co-pilot, BARKAir. This is what they passed around at the end, this BARKAir lint roller. It says, "Shed happens, BARKAir." Genius. They included a little travel water bottle, which I did not bring her travel bowls. I totally forgot. You put water in it and then press this button, the water comes out and it creates a little portable bowl. So she was drinking out of this on the plane. And then if you're traveling with a pet, you definitely need a water bottle like this, but how many times do you forget that one thing that you definitely need on a trip? This is a game changer, my favorite thing in the tote bag. These are Bark frosted socks, Nuggy Yums, soft baked dog treats. This was her pup passport, and I'm pretty sure when we land back in Miami, she gets a stamp in her passport. We the dogs. Cute. Oh, no, I didn't even see this. It does have a stamp, look. I didn't even open it all the way. Okay, it's all clicking now. This is probably how all of the staff knew what she looked like. I knew our concierge knew what she looked like because I had to email a picture. But all of the staff, all of the flight attendants, everyone was like, "Hey, Jazzy." This is probably how, because they have all of the pictures beforehand. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And then this was her welcome aboard picture, the Polaroid that we snapped. When we were in air, I was thinking to myself, I have to do this again. I want to experience this again. I want Jazzy to experience it. I want my parents to experience it with their little rescue mini poodle who's scared of everything. And she flies pretty well. They take her from Pennsylvania to Florida pretty often. So she is somewhat used to it, but she is a very anxiety-ridden dog. So definitely for big dogs, special needs dogs, anxiety-ridden dogs, the fact that you don't have to go through security, you don't have to stay in the bag, you can stay on your human's lap and cuddle and get so much love and attention, it's priceless. I mean, you can't really put a price on the comfort of your pet, your family member. When I was looking up the prices, I believe they closed the season or they closed the books until September, but I want to say it was maybe $4.95 for the flight from Fort Lauderdale to New York. A return flight I saw was maybe $7.95. So BARKAir is more expensive than a typical airline, even when you consider like the pet fees. The smaller airport experience and just getting to basically walk on the plane, have plenty of space. You can put your bags, put your personal belongings basically anywhere you want. That in itself, I think, is well worth it. I will 100% be doing this again. The Wallace has been amazing as well. This is a beautiful hotel, great location. I mean, I can't say enough great things about it. The staff has been amazing, but they knew Jazzy was coming, so we had a portrait waiting for us whenever we got in, and it's so cute. When we get home to Miami, this is going in a picture frame and I'm hanging it on a wall. I think it is the most beautiful portrait I have ever seen. I've flown on all of the local airlines with Jazzy and they're pretty good. They do a decent job, but American Airlines, Southwest, Delta, they could never pull this off. I know this is very lame because we're in New York City, but I was running out of options. It started to get late. So I just ordered sweet green, threw on the office, and this is dinner for the night. I didn't think it was possible, but I think New York City weather is more unpredictable than Florida, than Miami. We woke up around 8 a.m. this morning, laid in bed. I started to get some work done. Load video, look at pictures. I'm gonna throw on some SPF just in case. My skin is so dry. A little blemish on the end of my nose. Perfect location. It's not like I need to take pictures or anything. But I'm currently getting ready because we're meeting up with a photographer who actually works in Miami and New York City, and it just happened to work out perfectly that she was here, she was available today. And Jazzy and I are gonna run around for a few hours and get some cute photos around the city. I know it's very lame. I had sweet green for dinner last night and then Starbucks for breakfast this morning. Don't rely on me for the best food recommendations, but one thing about Starbucks, it is always consistent. And it's located on every block. Yesterday afternoon, we went down to Soho to do a little shopping and walking around. We visited the Dior Beauty Boutique so we could see Sabrina. I've been to New York so many times, but I don't know if I've ever truly realized just how big New York City is. Anytime we've come in the past, we always just walk everywhere. So I kind of assume that as long as you have comfortable shoes, everything is walking distance. That is not true. We were pressed for time to get to the boutique, so I knew we weren't gonna do any walking. We took an Uber Pet up to Soho, and poor Jazzy was getting jostled around left and right. I know drivers are crazy in New York, and you kind of expect that with a yellow cab experience, but even I was feeling so nauseous. I figured Uber Pet, which is more expensive, they would maybe take into consideration that you have a small dog with you. Try not to slam on the brakes or slam on the gas, but this driver did not care at all. The poor little thing. So as soon as we got close, I just said, okay, we're gonna jump out here. I did make a purchase, which I will unbox for you. I wanted to pick up something special to remember the trip by. We walked up Fifth Avenue, we walked through Washington Square, and just had a leisurely stroll so she could smell all of the smells, the sights and sounds of New York. You could see the Empire State Building in the distance. It was really nice. I'm convinced Jazzy is a celebrity magnet because yesterday morning when we were walking to Central Park, I saw somebody crossing the street and instantly recognized him. I did a double take and I smiled at him and he smiled back and we crossed paths. and it hit me, that is the NBA commissioner. It was Adam Silver, and the only reason I know that is because my husband watches a lot of sports. And I wish in that moment that I had just said, hi, do you mind taking a picture with my dog or something? But it makes sense because I think, is it the NBA Finals this weekend? I don't follow basketball closely, obviously, but I do watch the games whenever they're on, and I know Adam Silver when I see him. He was just casually crossing the street. He didn't have anybody with him. Nobody was chasing after him. I mean, not that he's that type of celebrity, but I'm sure it's like, if you know, if you're a sports fan, you would recognize him. But I thought that was really cool. And then when we were leaving the Dior Beauty Boutique, walking through Soho, I spotted Rebecca, the founder of Love Shack Fancy. I believe she goes by Beck NYC, and she just happened to be getting out of a taxi cab right in front of me. That's her. I instantly recognized her. It's the same thing, but this time I was prepared and I said, Beck? And she was like, yeah, that's me. I said, oh my goodness, it's so nice to meet you. Like, you're such an icon. I love Shack Fancy. Like, you're New York royalty, New York City celebrity. It's amazing. And she stopped and she was so kind. I know she was on her way to meet friends for dinner, and so I didn't want to take up a ton of her time, but she stopped and she did take a picture with Jazzy, so I thought that was really special. I do think it is more on brand for Jazzy to have a picture with the Love Shack Fancy founder versus the NBA commissioner, but it still would have been really cool. I always think of celebrities running through the streets of LA. I don't think I've ever seen a celebrity in LA, actually. But it's not something that I think about at all in New York City, especially because it's so busy and there are so many people all the time. What are the chances that you're gonna run into somebody that you recognize? But twice in one trip, I can't believe it. I don't know if dogs are allowed to ride in cabs, but a very kind taxi driver pulled over and he said it wasn't a problem at all. And he was such a slow, safe driver. And I told him it was Jazzy's first time in a taxi and her first time in the city. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. This is amazing. Like, he was very excited for her and just happy to have us along for the ride. And it was half the price of Uber Pet. So lesson learned, if you can sneak into a taxi cab, it is so much cheaper than taking Uber. I will give you a sneak peek at the Dior haul coming soon. Oh, there we go. Have a little charm on the bag. This is bag numero uno. And then we have another bag. Very fun Dior haul coming soon. We just got done taking pictures with our photographer. She was amazing. Jazzy was amazing. And I can't wait to see them and show you because I think they turned out really cute. We did 2 different outfits, a couple different locations. I want to do a little more shopping. I know Jazzy wants to do some napping. She's already getting nice and comfortable. So we're just gonna chill in the room for a little bit, freshen up, catch our breath for a moment, maybe get something cold to drink, and then we'll go to lunch and do a little bit more exploring. I'm ready to go. I've caught my second wind. Unfortunately, little Jazzy has not. She's still sleeping, and I think we're gonna let her keep napping this afternoon. There are so many great looking shops right on our block, so I'm just gonna run downstairs and stay local. I might pick up a matcha or a latte while I'm out. We're just gonna do a little local exploring, and then we'll come back and check on the baby.
But now the clouds have gone away. Time to go and press play. So ironic, you're on my line. Don't you know that I'm so divine? I don't hesitate, I can't be tamed. Looking for my sweet escape. I really wanna lose direction. Take me to a higher place. I'm gonna rid of all temptation. Time to unlock my location. Call me, don't beat me. Going for a ride, lime it or leave me. I'm chasing the sunrise. Tell me that if you need me, baby, in New York City. Meet me at my new location.
Look who hasn't moved. Have you just been napping? Yeah. Big stretch. One more adventure, one final dinner. I think she has exactly one more adventure in her. We're gonna go a different direction this time. We're gonna to go to another park. Thank you.
Let's go to Central Park, you'll break my heart. Girl, you're so bad for me. Let's go to Central Park, you'll break my heart. Girl, you're so
Good morning, it's Sunday, about 7:30 in the morning. It is our travel day home. We're gonna meet my friend Marcella for breakfast at 9:30. We have to be out of the room by noon. The car's not picking us up until 3:15 because the flight isn't until 5 p.m. and then we land at 8 p.m. So we still have a 12-hour day before we get home. But I'm so excited. We have a few more hours to be city girls. I don't remember what eyeliner I used, but wow. Eyeliner wing is still intact. That is one long-lasting eyeliner. Getting ready for breakfast. I'm wearing my palm pajamas. These are actually from Kohl's Simply Vera collection. I am desperate to wash my hair, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to throw it up in a ponytail. I need to figure out what I'm gonna wear because I've basically gone through all of my outfits, so I will be making something up. Getting cozy. I have about 10 minutes to do a very quick makeup. Vacations usually fly by, but this trip in particular went by so quickly. I think it was because we were so busy. Before we got here, I didn't have that many set plans, so I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. But we filled every second, every waking moment of our trip with something fun. Last night for dinner, we walked down to Riverside Park. It was so beautiful down by the water. It was so close to our hotel, just a few blocks away. So it was really convenient to walk down there. See another park besides Central Park. Lots of parks in this area. It really is perfect for pets. And it's always kind of nice and relaxing to be by the water. And we had dinner at Pier Cafe. I think it's called Pier 1 Cafe or Pier I. Very cute spot, great people watching, just sitting, watching the sunset. I was thinking in the shower, I don't know if many of you know the backstory of Jazzy and I and how we came to be. When I landed my first real big girl job out of college, I moved to Lafayette, Louisiana. I was working in broadcasting at the time, and I landed a job at KLFY, which was the CBS affiliate. I anchored the weekend morning show. It was called Passe Partout, and then I did weekday reporting. And I was only in Lafayette maybe 2 or 3 months before I got Jazzy. 2011, Halloween Day, I drove up to Shreveport, Louisiana, a few hours north, and I picked her up, and we have been best friends ever since. She's my daughter, she's my best friend, she's my entire world. We have been together for so long. I mean, a lot can happen. You can pack a lot of life experience into 14 years. This year will be 14 years. We made the move together to New Orleans, Louisiana. Once my contract expired, we moved to Nashville. So she made that move with us. About 2 years later, we moved down to Miami. She was at our wedding. She was there when we bought our first house. We've marked so many milestones together, and that is why this trip has been so special. She has been with me through all of my life's major moments. You know, of course you have some major moments whenever you're young, but as a true young adult in my adult life, Jazzy has been there for everything, all of the major things. I actually don't show her that much on camera. I feel like our relationship is so sacred, and she doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to look cute for the camera. She doesn't have to perform. She doesn't have to dress up and do skits or anything like that. She is a true princess, I respect her privacy, and she does not have to sing for her supper. She can just sit there and be cute and give kisses and love. I was so desperate. I was using this Gucci powder and it was looking not the best. I love this powder so much, but I think this is a good touch-up powder, finishing powder. That's what this is. It's not the best at setting the makeup. It's a little bit too luminous. I felt like I kept having to add more. I was desperate. I ran to CVS and I got this Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder. It's doing a good job. It's definitely mattifying my makeup. We did some shopping yesterday. I got some cute stuff from the $2.60 sample sale. The Bloomingdale's outlet was a bit disappointing. I walked in and it was kind of like TJ Maxx, except less organized than TJ Maxx. To be fair, there was a huge line at the checkout, so obviously people were finding good stuff. I think maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset. We have to go soon. I have maybe 5 more minutes. And I'm sitting here thinking whether or not I should take Jazzy. I'm wearing my rain boots just in case because it's cold and I don't have any more fashionable boots. I'm very limited on my shoe options. All right, I'm gonna throw on a quick brow, quick mascara and lips, and then we're gonna start walking. I've heard so many great things about Sarah Beth's. I think it's kind of a classic breakfast place in New York City, but I've never been, so this is gonna be really good. This New York dog is ready to go home to Florida. It's our final day, and she finally let me dress her. Of course, this is my outfit as I'm trying to juggle all of my bags by myself. But who doesn't look a little crazy on the last day of a vacation? The crazier you look, I think the better the vacation, right? You're having so much fun. It's Jazzy's Choose Your Own Adventure Day in the park.
I think about New York. I think about both your crazy blue eyes.
You Upper West Side girl.
I think about Manhattan. I don't know what happened, but I miss those times. Holding my hands on the subway so I wouldn't fall, still down I'd go, and you'd pick me up. Whether on those trains or when I felt low, running through streets like taxi cabs. I didn't know how good we had everything with us. Just know I miss it bad. I hope you think of me when you walk down Broadway. Hear me singing when you hear street bands play. Hope you think of me when you go back to the city. Hope you see me at the Soho Downer. Can't sleep when you pull no nighter. Hope you think of me when you go back to the city.